pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let us pray. Lord, thank you for the opportunity to serve the city. Guide us as we endeavor to make the best decisions for the citizens of Boonville. Lord, also give comfort to the families and friends of the victims of the senseless shootings in Ohio and Texas. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thanks, Brad. Roll call.
Bozarth,
Here.
Hurt,
Here.
Carter,
Here.
Venable,
Here.
Dorman. Here. Stock,
Here.
Young,
Here.
Meadows. Here.
Thank you, Teresa. I'll put the microphone down. Hearing of citizens' comments, we have Sam Barber and Christian Seabrook to start us off, if you would, please. How you doing, gentlemen?
Very well, thank you.
Good.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, sir.
We do have a few handouts. We apologize, we didn't print enough for everybody, but we have enough for 8. If we can hand these out.
So just put them around and we'll share. Yeah. I don't need one. We'll share one. Right there. And which one is Sam and which one is Christian?
I'm Sam and this is Chris.
I guessed wrong, didn't I?
You had me pegged for Sam.
It was a worthy bet.
Sure. You
Yeah.
can tell us pretty much what you like.
Go ahead.
So today we're talking about, and really what we came here was to have a discussion with the town, continue to do so. We're currently working on an application for a vertical integrated marijuana dispensary that will grow, process, and sell, a licensed marijuana product in the state. We come from a very large team that's operated in several states, and we were able to connect with a local, David Steelman, who has grown up in this area. He's been here for a long time, saw the opportunity of what this might mean for the town, and connected with us to see if this might be an opportunity. We've been working on this for about 5 years. We're currently in operation in the state of Massachusetts, where we have around 100 employees. The town that we actually had gone to is actually a little bit smaller than this town. And the reason we got into this business, my family got into this, is we saw the benefit of what it can actually do for the community. Hearing the stories of people walking through our door each and every day, for me, I knew that would happen as we opened up. What I didn't realize is how consistent and how amazing each one of those were. The therapeutic effects of this, plant are really unquestionable in my mind after talking with some of our patients, seeing how this can transform people's lives. And I think the other part that we're seeing is the jobs. This local town that we set up in has a population of around 8,000. The kids there never really saw a lot of job opportunity. Us opening up has allowed them to move back to their hometown, see opportunity for a growing industry that is extremely rare for our generation, and see something long-term where they're excited about it. With that, we've developed an immense team. We've given the community, a huge amount of, good-paying jobs. We train all of our employees. We have a local hiring preference that we've implemented and stayed true to in our town. If you look at our employees, I think it's around 50% are from the actual town. The rest are basically the town over. And we've trained them. of our 5 head managers, 4 of them are from the town we're in or the town over. 3 of them actually grew up in town. And I think from all this, the town has seen this as such a huge opportunity, whether it was with the good paying jobs, with the tax benefits that they're seeing, and with a product that now people are getting in a regulated, tested environment that's already available to everybody on the black market. So what we want to do is provide this therapeutic product in a way that is regulated, that we can control, and be a good impact on the community. Because that's really the reason that we're here, is we wanted to talk with you about if in the same conversation we had with the town we started in, is if you see this as an opportunity, we want to be here. If not, we don't either. We want this to be a joint partnership, and see this as a net positive for everybody. And with that, I can kind of go through some of the questions, or if you have any questions on the location as well.
A quick question, have you sat with or talked with the folks at the CDC, our economic development people?
We just spoke to him briefly before this meeting, and we're hoping to speak to him again after this.
Okay, all right. You've already made that arrangement, haven't you, Kenny? Okay, thank you.
Towards that.
All right.
And we're projecting this facility would create around 40 to 50 paying jobs within about a year's time.
Okay. We try to keep the public comments down to about 5 minutes, so I'll make sure that our council people have a chance to ask you questions. Other than that, we'll just finish it.
Great.
Henry, you got any questions?
I don't have.
Brent? Susan, go.
What town did you start out in? You keep saying
Oh.
the town.
Sorry, Leicester, Massachusetts.
Okay,
It's right outside of Worcester, and it's a population of about 9,000.
okay. And from there, you've expanded to how many other locations? I haven't, it may be in here, I just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, and I'm happy to send more information over as well. We're currently in construction for 2 more facilities, with another on the way in Massachusetts. We have a location in Nevada as well.
Okay. And do you typically try to locate in smaller towns such as Boonville, or, I mean, why not Columbia or St. Louis or Kansas City? I'm just curious.
We really look for towns that want to partner. What we end up finding is a lot of those larger areas end up either dragging their feet, or people end up having to push their way through. We want to be in an area that we can work together and see this as a positive.
Thank you.
Are you awake? You got a
Yes, sir.
question?
So have you looked at buildings in the town of Boonville? So you're gonna grow it and then you're gonna dispense it also, right?
Correct.
Okay, you're gonna do the whole process. And
So
you have
if
looked
you
at,
look on the back of that packet, you'll actually see all the way on the back
Yes.
side. You kind of see that location.
okay. That's familiar.
Probably recognize a couple of the businesses over there.
That
Michael?
helps.
Oh, I think you said really briefly at the beginning, how did you find Boonville, Missouri?
We actually got connected with David Steelman, who's a local here. He's our partner in this, and he, knowing the local community, knowing what this product does, saw this as an opportunity and something that should be here.
Anything else? Whitney? Morris? Thank you, gentlemen. It's good to see you. Glad you're here.
Yeah,
Have some
thank you very
fun
much.
with Kenny.
I will.
Thank you.
Anybody else this evening? Who is that? Matt and Mary Pat. What a partnership.
Gentlemen, you might, after a bit, make sure your name on the register here is, okay. Now, this doesn't cut into our 5 minutes, does it? Not
You
yet.
ready? Okay. Mary Pat, you would do that.
Mary
wouldn't
Pat's
you?
stingy, she wants all 5 minutes.
And she will make sure that you use them too, man.
Okay, I just wanted to come and thank the city of Boonville for giving us this opportunity and working with us for this potential opportunity. And hopefully that we did a good enough job informing the community and did our due diligence, making sure people knew what the vote is about, whether they agree with it or disagree with it. We want people to be informed, and we wanted to make sure that this would not be seen as some type of something under the table trying to slide by a sales tax. So that's not what we wanted. So we want to thank you for your guidance. Kate and Earl provided some good, and Ned provided some good information for us, which we used. Hopefully people get out and vote, and we have a good turnout tomorrow.
Well, Matt and I are co-chairs of the steering committee for the sales tax proposal. We also have 23 members of the steering committee. We had an initial meeting, promised them we weren't going to have a lot of meeting. We've corresponded by email. They have risen to the ranks whenever we needed them. And I personally just want to thank all of them that are on that committee. The campaign has gone well. We'll never know until tomorrow, but we have done brochures, which I have for each of you for your packet. But I'm not going to take, not going to take my 5 minutes to pass them out. We were in the Heritage Days Parade. Very welcome. We passed out information there. We've done yard signs. We've done, Matt and I both, as well as some of the librarians have done presentations to groups. We especially want to thank the Boonville Daily News and KWRT for the wonderful coverage they have given of this. And for those who are here, please pass that along. We've also worked with Sarah Herman at the clerk's office to try to get more people registered to vote, and for those who can't be here to vote absentee. She has been so complimentary. She said, I've never seen something like this happen. The repairs, the renovations at Kemper, the additional parking is a great plus for this community. And I want to thank the city. I want to thank not just you on the city council, but the city. All the residents here in Boonville are the city. We have to take the responsibility to help improve this and grow this community that we love. And we look forward to collaboration with the YMCA, the library, State Fair Community College. It's a wonderful complex. There are going to be developments from the Katy Trail along 2nd Street corridor that the city is also working on. It couldn't be more than a win-win situation. A lot of people are afraid of, we're going to raise the sales tax. I was talking to one business owner and I said, well, do you know what this really means? He said, I'm going to have to move out of town. And I said, well, you know what this really means? It means for every dollar that's spent, the increase is going to be less than 1 penny. Oh, what are you talking about? I said, that's what the increase means. And that's the message we're trying to get across. We encourage everybody to vote. We deeply encourage them to vote yes, because this will make our community stronger and better for all ages, not just the youth, but for everybody. And we appreciate the opportunity. I personally have been rewarded in so many ways working on this. I've heard the negative, I've heard the positive. I hear lots of positive. And I hear the strongest information from people who really want the library to move to Kemper. They want it to be there so that they can work with projects and programs with the YMCA, with the State Fair Community College. And I just want everybody to know they can make a difference. That's been our campaign slogan, and we're open to any questions that you have. Am I okay on time? Okay.
And don't forget, tomorrow is the vote.
Tomorrow is the vote. It is tomorrow. And if anybody needs rides to the polls, we've also circulated that. There was a wonderful article in tonight's paper about the voting locations and what do you do if your address isn't right. But we've done our best to try to help educate the public about voting as well as voting in this election.
Thanks, Mary Beth. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
Hey, Matt,
Well done.
And if, yes,
how was the turnout Sunday on the open house?
We didn't get anybody that came to the library. We had a few that showed up at the library.
we had about 25 that came to the library. It was a busy day. You know, the Kiwanis had their back-to-school bash, which we knew about. But those who came were exceedingly interested. Many of them took brochures to hand out to their family and friends, and were in awe of the building.
Thank you.
And if I might say, if anybody else wants a brochure that's here, I've got this.
Anybody else for citizens' comments? Okay. We will move on. Approval of the minutes of the July 15th, 2019 council meeting. Are there any proposed changes, council people?
I didn't see any.
Then they will stand as submitted. Thank you. Consent items, we have none. Presentations of accounts and claims, that's on page 6.
Ordinance appropriating money. Be it ordained by the council of the city of Boonville as follows. Section 1. For the purpose of paying salaries and various accounts against the city of Boonville, which have been allowed by the council at the regular meeting thereof on August 5th, 2019, the sum of $532,004.08. General fund, $198,010.30. Sanitation, $47,218.10. CIP tax, $43,144.01. Waterworks, $134,147.87. Capital projects, $34,104.50. Wastewater, $39,167.55. Tourism, $11,267.71. Gaming, $18,643.58. Parks and Water, $6,300.46. Section 2, the accountant is hereby authorized and instructed to draw checks on the respective city bank accounts in favor of the persons whose salaries and accounts have been allowed as above, amounting to $532,004.08, being the total amount of money above appropriated. Section 3, this ordinance shall take effect and be enforced from and after its passage. First reading on August 5th, 2019, read for the second time this 5th day of August 2019, since a copy was made available prior to the meeting.
Second reading, title only.
Ordinance appropriating money.
Mayor, make a motion this be approved.
Thank you, Morris. Thank you, Whitney. I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Nope.
Roll call.
Bozarth,
Yes.
Hurt,
Yes.
Carter,
Yes.
Venable,
Yes.
Dorman,
Yes.
Stock,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Meadows.
Yes.
Unfinished business, second reading of bill number 2019-019, amending chapter 10, licenses and taxation.
An ordinance of the city of Boonville, Missouri, establishing Article 13, medical marijuana facilities in Chapter 10, licenses and taxation, Boonville Code of General Ordinances, providing an effective date therefore, and repealing all ordinances in conflict with this ordinance.
Mayor, make a motion to be approved.
Thank you, Morris. Second. Thank you, Susan. Any discussion? Roll call.
Bozarth,
Yes.
Hurt,
Yes.
Carter,
Yes.
Venable,
Yes.
Dorman,
Yes.
Stock,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Meadows.
Yes.
Passes. New business. Item A, receive request from city attorney for supplemental funding. Brad?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the council. I believe you have in your packet a form that I drew up that I submitted to the city for the fiscal year 2017. I built off of that for the fiscal year 2018 with some additional information, particularly in response to some of the questions that I fielded last year when I submitted this. And I'd like to distribute to the council, this is the annual summary or the annual reporting form that goes from Cooper County Circuit Court. That's an annual summary for the cases filed, the cases disposed, and the total disbursements to the city. So that's where those numbers come from that I have summarized in the form that I submitted in your packet in regards to traffic offenses that were filed and disposed of, non-traffic offenses, and what we call other traffic. If you'll see, and I believe I actually highlighted for you, the exponential increase in tickets filed in the fiscal year 2018 and the number of the total disbursements to the city. In the fiscal year 2017, we filed a total of 961 cases at the municipal level. Fiscal year 2018, we filed 2,148 cases. So we more than doubled our case filings. And as you look through that summary, just to clarify, there's two different pages or two different sets. Those together form the total number of total disbursements and filings. But as I said, we more than doubled our case filings. And then in regards to total disbursements to the city, total disbursements in calendar year 2017 were a little over $100,000. This year they were $61,000 and change. Then calendar year 2018, our total disbursements to the city was $164,706. So that's an increase in one fiscal year of $103,548.42. I'm open to answer any questions to kind of elaborate a little more on how efficient we've become in processing these tickets. As you know, last year we talked about how we were implementing the mobile ticketing system, and we've gone now to thermal tickets from the police department. So it allows the police department to issue tickets much more expeditiously. So they come to me in large quantities. We're trying to utilize the mobile ticketing system with what's called the PA portal or prosecuting attorney portal, where then we can turn around and immediately send them on to the courts for filing. We were able to eliminate the need for me to send out written recommendations for tickets that were amendable offenses. So we've eliminated that need. I've actually been able to reduce the amount of minutes per ticket on a simple traffic ticket down from 18 minutes that I put on the bill last year to 12 minutes per ticket as the bare minimum of what it takes to process even the simplest ticket, because we still have a file at the office for every single individual that gets a citation in Boonville. Does anybody have any questions at this point?
Hey Brad, when did the mobile ticketing actually get online?
So when mobile ticketing has been an ongoing process through the last, not fiscal year, but calendar year. When I submitted my bill in, I believe, September of last year for fiscal year 17, we were just starting to get into which system we were going to use to print the thermal tickets. At that point in time, we worked with a company named Regis out of St. Louis so that I could utilize those tickets and not have to have law enforcement bring me the stack of tickets. So then through the months, we've worked on, okay, now we've got this part of the integration correct. Now we've got a form that's at PD. I have a form here. Then I make a paper form. Then we had to actually, for a while, continue to sign the tickets, hand deliver them. Then we got to a point, the next step about 3 or 4 months later, where we were starting to utilize, got my security clearance on the prosecuting attorney portal, which will allow me ultimately to hit authenticate, authorize, and send to the courts. Just as early as a week and a half ago is when Office of State's Courts Administrator approved my security clearance so I can utilize and access police department database so I can open their database, approve it, forward it on to the courts for filing. So it's through the months and through the last fiscal year, it's been an ongoing process. We're in regular contact to do the last of the security clearances, touch up all any issues, because I've got 17 passwords for each different account, the prosecuting attorney portal and accessing the police department's database.
Steve?
Just one question.
Sure.
When I see 2018 disbursements, $164,706, that's a gross number?
No, that's the disbursement, as far as I know in the reporting form, that's the gross disbursements to the city. I don't
Okay.
know,
So are there any other costs beside, there's no court costs associated against that?
the,
Court costs are for the defendants?
so the court costs, at the municipal level, court costs are $37.50, and they go to the court. But we are extremely fortunate in that Cooper County, or the 18th District, Cooper County Circuit Court is offering or basically oversees our municipal justice system
Yes.
without charges to the city.
Okay.
I mean,
So, yeah, this is a gross number, and then your cost against it, and otherwise there's very little. other
yeah,
cost.
and I looked at this, and if you took, and just the same way I did it in 17, the way that I formulate what that base hourly rate is I look at my most recent W-2, and I take that with the 180 hours that I'm mandated by ordinance to spend. So if you take my annual salary plus what the request is that I'm asking for here, it still leaves over $100,000 in the coffers from the prosecution. Now, how the rest of that money is spent, I'm not sure, and what, which parts of the budget it goes into. But of the court costs are administered by circuit court, but that total disbursement number you see
Yes.
is my understanding, and Earl, I don't know if I'm accurate on this, but it's my understanding that's what comes back to the city.
So that's net of any costs from court.
Yeah, Cooper County oversees our municipal system.
Okay.
On their dime without a cost to the city. If you look at the city of Columbia, they have an entirely separate municipal division that's operated with separate municipal judges and separate administrative offices and whatnot. We're fortunate to have our circuit clerk and associate circuit clerks help process these tickets.
Mike? Vanessa? Is that a no? From Vanessa Whitney? Morris? Yes, sir.
But I would like to make a motion that we lay this over to the next council meeting and have a closed session to discuss it.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Bozarth,
Yes.
Hurt,
Yes.
Carter,
Yes.
Venable,
Yes.
Dorman,
Yes.
Stock,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Meadows.
Motion
Yes.
passes.
So I'll discuss it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all.
Good work. Item B, consider resolution R 2019-04 approving intergovernmental agreement to contract for animal control services between the city of Boonville and the village of Windsor Place, Missouri. This is a resolution, so it's a one-time pass. Is there a motion?
I have to read it,
You have to read it, that's right.
yes.
Yeah, we ought to do that first, thank you, Teresa.
Okay. A resolution of the City of Boonville, Missouri, authorizing and improving an intergovernmental agreement between the Village of Windsor Place, Missouri, and the City of Boonville, Missouri, to perform animal control services by the Boonville Animal Control Officers and providing an effective date therefore. Whereas the Village of Windsor Place in Cooper County has adopted a vicious and dangerous dog ordinance in order to provide for village safety, and whereas the Village of Windsor Place does not have the need for an on-staff animal control officer and has asked the City of Boonville to provide animal control services on an as-needed basis under the terms and conditions of the attached intergovernmental agreement, and whereas the Boonville Animal Control Officer believes that this service can be scheduled in such a way and is not too numerous so as to be easily accommodated during the normal business day, and whereas the City Council of Boonville, Missouri believes that this is an opportunity to share expertise to another community in Cooper County without any undue burden on the citizens of Boonville or city staff. Therefore, be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Boonville, Missouri as follows. Section 1. that the City Council of the City of Boonville, Missouri shall approve and authorize an intergovernmental agreement with the Village of Windsor Place, Missouri for limited animal control services as set forth in Exhibit A, attached hereto and made a part hereof as fully as if set forth herein verbatim. Section 2, that the mayor and the city clerk are hereby authorized to execute and attest said contract on behalf of the City of Boonville. Section 3, this resolution shall take effect and be in full force from and after its passage and approval past this 5th day of August, 2019 by the City Council of Boonville, Missouri.
I make a motion to be approved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Brent, thank you. Discussion,
Couple of questions.
go.
Have you talked to Pam about this? Okay. And second, do they have a police department out there at the Village of Windsor?
We have a contracted police officer.
Well, the reason I asked, one of the conditions, they said they'd provide a police officer anytime they go out there.
So yeah, I think they already have a couple animals that are on the list. So it would be coordinated between the village police officer, who's a contracted officer also, and Pam. They'll coordinate and go together.
Good. Anybody else? Roll call?
Bozarth,
Yes.
Hurt,
Yes.
Carter,
Yes.
Venable,
Yes.
Dorman,
Yes.
Stock,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Meadows.
Yes.
Passes. Item C, first reading of bill number 2019-026, approving agreement with the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission for cost apportionment for construction of new I-70 bridge near Roachport.
An ordinance of the City of Boonville, Missouri authorizing the city administrator to execute an agreement with the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission pertaining to a cost apportionment for the construction of a new I-70 bridge near Roachport, Missouri, and providing an effective date therefore.
That's the first reading. We'll have second reading and discussion at the next meeting. Reports of standing committees. Historic preservation.
There was a lack of agenda items, so that meeting was canceled.
Parks and Rec, Melissa.
No meeting.
Tourism, Morris.
No meeting.
Henry, Cemetery.
No meeting.
Michael, Street Alley and Sanitation.
There was no meeting, sir.
You made it unanimous. Reports of city officials, city administrator.
I don't have one, Mayor.
I have nothing this evening. City councilor, Doug.
I don't have anything.
Okay. City clerk.
Nothing.
Any miscellaneous business? Morris.
First, is there something we can look at on these committees to maybe get people to show up?
Yes, it's on the list, but I haven't quite gotten there yet.
Okay.
Okay, but it is on the list. Does that count?
Yeah, I say many things on the list.
Okay.
And everything. And ML, did you decide anything on 7th Street?
I didn't witness anything on 7th Street.
Well, if
I
you,
patrolled by there several days, several times.
I'll get with you and show you the pictures on my phone.
Okay.
Because I've got several cars on different locations. One of them even is parked below the crest of the hill, and you have to go over the hill before you even
Yeah,
realize.
I never saw that. I never
Well,
witnessed that.
I've got some pictures I'll get with you.
It's good. Anybody else on miscellaneous?
I would
Brent?
I'd just like to compliment the fire department on the fine job they did at the fire downtown. I mean, without that new truck, we would have lost a lot of buildings. Tim, I really appreciate the job you all did. Sorry there had to be some injuries, but you did a fine job.
Good point. Well said. Anybody else?
There's a pothole going up Main Street Hill. I don't know if there's a big pothole. I don't know if anybody's.
Yeah, I lost a part of a tooth on it.
It's big.
Is that the one you're talking about?
That's the one.
Yeah.
It didn't fill the pothole any.
Yeah, we're close on that, Henry, we're close.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? All right, I would appreciate a motion to move into a closed session, RSMO 610, period 021.
So moved.
On personnel. Thank you, Whitney. Is there a second? Second. Roll call?
Bozarth,
Yes.
Hurt,
Yes.
Carter,
Yes.
Minimal,
Yes.
Dorman,
Yes.
Stock,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Meadows.
Yes.
All right, we will adjourn for 3 to 5.